Welcome to Taj Michelle Ministry. Um, I pray everybody's doing good. I pray that everybody's well and in good standards. I thank you for coming to the channel. I thank you for when you just come through and just view. That's fine. I thank you for everything that you do. I thank you for listening. I thank you for just coming by and being supportive of the channel. And I just wanted to say thank you, thank you, thank you. And I don't really have much to say today, but I just want to say, I just really kind of to be encouraging, and I want you to, keep working on yourself, keep, striving to do what God has called you to do. I want you to walk into your purpose because, um, it's something God wants to have for each and every one of us to do, and I want you to know that when if we could just all move in one purpose and stop fighting amongst each other. I was listening to something this morning, and it was this man saying that the women how they come up against each other because of jealousy and because of this and strife and all that. But I think that we should, I feel like God is trying to bring us on one accord, and I feel like that when we come up on one accord, I think that we it will be better. But it's kind of hard when people is in a mindset that when they haven't healed. How can I put it? But they haven't healed from their inner wounds. You can It's hard to deal with people when when you're trying to get to a certain level and they working against you. So even when you in a marriage, you have to compromise. You have to work with your partner. You have to compromise with certain things. You got to pick. You got to pick your battles. Some battles you're not gonna win. Some battles you just gonna have to just go along with the flow. Then some battles you're gonna have to fight. Not fight, but y'all gonna have to come to an agreement. So but we was talking about that the other day about finances. I'm gonna talk a little bit about finances. When you go into a marriage, um, I want to talk about that you should have like I feel like now you should have like your own finance. You shouldn't come. You should y'all, and I feel like y'all still should. Even if you come in with something, he come in with something. Y'all still should build something together, and that's y'all's. You understand what I'm saying? And marriage should be compromise. But you got to stand together. I don't know why I'm talking about this today, but you got to stand together and you got to work with your partner. Cause I do see a lot of power couples, but you know and I don't, and I want to talk to the men. I don't want y'all men to be jealous of y'all partners. If God give you somebody, it don't need to be jealous. If He give you a certain person, or He give you a certain individual to be your wife, I don't feel like you should be jealous because you feel like that person is a little bit. But no, that's I was listening to a man talking about that the other day. He said when you, and I want y'all to be appreciate. I want y'all to thank God for your spouses or whoever God finna bless you with or whoever you want to be with. I want you to first of all, I want you to start thanking God for that person because if He sent them to you, it's nowhere in the world nothing you. He didn't, cause see, God don't send you no mess. He gonna send you the best. So what I want you to know is that when I was to this man talk the other day, he was talking about how when men look at women and they don't want a how did he put it? They don't want a woman that's how can I put it? That got her own, well, I guess got her own mind, independent woman. That but he said he loved an independent woman because you want somebody. He said I would want somebody. And I got two different stories. Let me stick with this story. He said I would love a woman that's independent because if something happens, she can hold it down. He said I would love that. He said now I'm not saying why I'm up and can do, then I got it. But if she can't, if it's something happened to me, I need a wife that can hold it down until I get better, until whatever. That's how he was putting it. But anyway, and there was one man he was saluting. He said, "Now, I salute y'all fellas that like young women, like young women." And he was just saying, okay, he said, I got a little bit of aches and pains. I don't want no young woman. I want a woman with her knees hurt sometimes. She have, stuff like that. See, you have to know, what you want. So those two individuals know what they want. But you got some people, they don't know what they want. But I'm just saying, If God give you somebody, thank God for that person. Thank God that He handpicked that person for you, and that person can carry their weight. So don't. What I'm saying is, don't be offended when God give you a woman, cause you prayed for this, and I hear that, and God is telling me you prayed for this woman, and you prayed for her to be equal with you, equal with you. And I feel like if you prayed for this and he may have gave you something that was more than what you asked for, but then when you get in, there was a man talking about that too this morning, and he was saying that when you ask for this woman, you ask for God to give you an independent woman. Then when you get her, you be like, oh, no, that ain't what I want. No, that's what you asked for. That's why I tell you, when you get something, when you ask God for something, you got to be specific what you asking for, because He'll give it to you, but it may not be what you want. So you gotta, it might be too much for you. So you gotta be specific what you ask God for. If you asking for a wife, if you asking for an independent wife, He might have you give you a wife that got 10 business. He might give you a wife that owns something. So you know what I'm saying? Just know that when you ask him for something, just know He gonna give you more and abundant, sometime of what you ask for, and be thankful for what you ask Him for. Whatever He give you, be thankful for it, and don't look at it as that they are more up here, because you're supposed to be equally yoked. You're supposed to come to an agreement where y'all can build together, build together. When I say build together, y'all see, most what I'm picking up, most of the people that I'm picking up on, they kind of like have their own businesses. They kind of like have, this partner got this partner got this. I'm picking this up, and then it might be some that write books and some that don't write books. So if you know you in that season to where you praying for a wife or you praying for a husband, you have to be specific, because God gonna give you what you ask for, and you have to be specific what you want in that spouse or what you want in that husband. See, and He will show you. Okay, like this. I'm gonna make an example. When I get ready to buy a car, I can go out there and get what I want, whatever car I think that I want according to my budget. Okay, all right. But when I go drive the car might not drive the way I want it to drive. I'm like, okay, no, this don't feel right. See, I have to go with something that feel right with me when I get in a car. It got to feel right with me. Like, either I got to. Most of the time, I dream about the car I'm supposed to have, and then God tell me this is what you're supposed to have. You go and I go to, he said, yeah, tell me go to this lot right here, and that's what, and I go to the lot and I get the car. But I already be done seen it. So when I sit in the car, it feels just like it felt in the dream. So what I'm trying to tell you is, you have to know what you want. You got to know what feel right to you. What when you need to ask for a person that you can grow with, a person that can I can't tell you what to ask for, because each one of us is different. Me, I pray for a man that that's strong minded. See what God told me when He told me that I'm gonna share this with you. What He told me about about my husband. He told me he would be doing what you do. That's what He told me. And He told me that He will have more than you. You gonna have some, but He gonna have more than you. He gonna come in and help you. This is what God told me. And I said, He said, but you gonna have your own stuff started. That's what He said. He told me this like 5 years ago. And He said He gonna do what you do. And I kept saying, Lord, I don't know about that. He said, oh yeah, He gonna be doing what you do. And and I said, okay, so I'm like, wow, He gonna be like this. And I said, He gonna have more than me. And I kind of like stutter. He said, yeah, He gonna have more than you. He said, because what I did was, how can I say it? How can I put it? He said, I saved the best for you. That's what He told me. And I was like, well, good God, who in the world is that? That's what I said to myself. Who in the world is that? I don't got no clue who this is. And He kept on telling me that, and I said, okay, well, okay, all right. So I'm, I didn't look for him or nothing like that. Still don't really know who it is. So I say, well, okay, Lord, I heard what you said. I know what you told me, and I left it at that. So I don't go looking for that person, but I still just work in my purpose because whatever is meant for you, it's gonna find you. Whatever, whoever wants you, or whoever God is, I feel like this. Whoever God has ordained for you, they are going to pursue you. And if that person don't work out, he gonna bless you with somebody else, and I believe that. But that's what he told me. I'm just making an example because I can only make me as an example. So I just he said I say the best. I say I gave you the best. And that's okay. So I left it at that. So and I just want you to know that if he tell you, he gonna tell you. You see, I know what he driving off. I don't know him, but I know what he told me he drive. But I'm just saying. God will show you who the person. He might show you who the person is. He may tell you that's your husband. He might tell you that's who you're supposed to be with. That's your twin flame. He might tell you that. You know. But I just want you to know that God do not have stuff when it comes to His children. He gonna give you. If you like, sometimes we can get with people that can get us in a place where we get lost. But then God he'll send somebody to reel us back in, to reel us back in. See, some people came into your life just to wake you up. Just to wake you up. That's what they came to do. They came to wake you up. And they teach you what love is. See, some people don't know how to love because they didn't come from a loving family. They came from people that, like we say, me too, toxic. They came from toxicity where they didn't have a lot of love in the family. And then if they tell them to man up, don't cry. Don't you cry. Men don't cry. This and that. And then then I'm picking up that some people was always picked that when they was younger, which puts them in a place when they get grown that they need a healing in that place. And when they haven't had a healing in that place and they pray for a wife, then they're gonna get something that's toxic. Wherever your vibration is, that's what you're gonna attract. So if your vibration is low, you're gonna attract people's energy is low. So I want you to know that when your vibration is high, you gonna come. God's gonna send you somebody with a high vibration. He gonna give you another soul tribe that fits with you because the old soul tribe is a low vibration. But that the next soul tribe he get is gonna be on your level. So just know that he cares about you to keep you with vibrational people that can keep that you can move forward with. And it's not that you move forward with them in hatred. It's that because they low vibration. No, you're not supposed to look down on nobody. I'm not gonna tell you to do that. Now, sometimes when I come on here and I say like I said what I had to say yesterday, because I can't stand to see innocent people being taken advantage of, and they don't know what's going on, and that's why sometimes it burns me up. And and I see I have a trigger point, and I'm asking God to help me with that. And I'm gonna tell you about that. I have a trigger point. And my trigger point is this. I cannot stand to see people taking advantage of innocent people when they don't know what's going on. That just bothers me to death. I don't like that. Because when a person can't defend themselves and you doing stuff behind them, behind their back, which God is all around us. He shows us stuff. We can pray, yeah. But see, this is what'll happen to you. When you not in tune to some people not in tune to some people not, you know, can see stuff that's going on in the spiritual realm or going on around them. And they always get caught up. It's not that they're not good people. It's just that they don't know how to use their discernment. And I just couldn't just that was just burnt up for what I seen in the spirit. And for you to come after people like that and they haven't really did nothing to you, they just doing what God asked them to do, and you might feel some type of way about it, but God was speaking to me about that last night. He spoke to me about that last night. He's like, Tasha, I want you to understand something. That they come up against people that I expose. They don't come to me with it. They come to the person with it. And that's what God was saying. He said, look, they don't have to come to nobody with it. They need to come to me with it. Cause you don't know nothing unless I tell you something. And he said, you don't even want to be bothered with it. I have to get your attention. And he right, cause you know me, I don't like to be in nobody else's business. To be honest with you, I tell you what God tell me to tell you. I ain't never been the type that I could always see, but I ain't never been the type to be looking for nothing. I ain't gonna get up in the middle of the night or in the morning and worry about nobody else's business, what they got going on, cause I got enough here going on for myself. So you know, my day consisted from 7 o'clock in the morning to all day. So I'm just here to just tell you that um God do use certain people to do certain things. And if they're not operating in their gift right, he will correct them. So you don't have to worry about them. If they're not doing right, you will see that they'll fall. But if you see them still moving, that means they're doing what God asked them to do. So you have people that block you, yeah. That's not of God, that is of the enemy. But I really want you to understand that when you ask God for something, see, God will test you to see if you good enough for the, do you want, not good enough, are you ready for the gift that he want to give you. He might want to give you a wife, but he want to know, are you going to treat her right? Are you going to treat her the way that you treated the other woman that's low vibration? See, that's why he wants you to heal. That's why he trying to get you to heal before you get into a marriage. He wants you to be totally healed, because I feel amongst me is some narcissists, women and men, that some they are anonymous, and I understand why. See what it is, and I'm gonna tell you what they do. They don't want to put their likes on them, but they don't want the energy to be in. But they don't even understand when they come and view the child, it's still gonna be there. If you touch anything on there, it's gonna be here. So just know that God going he sit high, he look low, he see everything. So if you come through here and he see that you need help, he gonna help you. He is a God to help you. He don't want you to run. He don't want you to run from him. He wants you to run toward him. He is not here to hurt you. He just here wants you to heal. He really wants you to heal so he can give you the things that you want. But he can't give it to you in the energy that you in and in the spirit that you in. So if he can't give it to you in that spirit, he wants you to come to him and ask him for healing. He gonna help you to heal. This is, it should be a time where you deal with God, just you and God. It should be a time when you just walk just you and God. It should be a time that you spend time with God, but he preparing you for your wife. I'm not gonna tell you that you should jump out of one marriage into another. I'm not going to tell you to do that. I'm going to tell you that if you're not in the right marriage, you need to separate from that marriage. Now, I am going to tell you that, because whatever God did put together, it's not going to last anyway. But I ain't telling you now, when you find your counterpart, your twin flame soulmate, whatever you want to call your counterpart, I ain't going to tell you to just jump in there like that. Because see, you got to heal. Because you just bringing that stuff over here to over there. You got to get yourself healed, and you cannot do it on your own strength. You have to do it on the strength of the Lord. So I just want you to know that when you asking God for something, you have to be specific, and you got to sit down and think about what you asking God for. And if you're asking God for a wife, or you're asking God for a husband, then you need to think about, am I ready? You think about, do I need to heal? And like with me, I have trigger points. If I feel like you doing something behind that, like with me, when it comes to a man, because see, I was raised by a narcissist. So I know, well, if you show me narcissistic behavior, I'm going to automatically put my gate up. I'm automatic, because I already know how they operate. They controlling people. They want everything their way, and everything is mine, and they dominate over, or they wants to rule everything. That's what narcissistic people do, and they don't like the word no, and they don't like rejection. So I know, once I pick that up in you, what I do is I put a gate up. I put my brick wall up. I said, because you know what? I can't deal with them like this. I can't deal with no narcissist. I was raised with this. And then I began to get offensive. And I'm asking God to help me with that. Now, I told you we wake up every day with something we need to be delivered from. Now, I need to be delivered from that. I ain't going to tell you no lie, because that's a trigger for me. That narcissist is a trigger for me. Because when I can pick it up. And I can pick it up that it come to this child. And I just pick up that it won't and they are in and out people. 1 minute and they can be and this is how they operate. They be in a how can I say it? A love and hate relationship with you. That means that 1 minute they love you, 1 minute they hate you, the next minute they be going back to the next one. The woman that done did them like a dog, they be done. That's how they operate because they that is an issue that they need to deal with. They need to go. When I said they need a therapist, those are the people that need a therapist. They need counseling because they can't. They might really want to be with that one, but see, when something don't go, what if something don't go that way? And see, they now it's certain women that narcissists will. I'm trying to tell you, they will kill a woman. I'm telling you, they will, cause they could be so obsessed with that person, they will kill them. They don't mean they may not mean to kill them, but they can assume stuff that's not real. They mind they think it's one way when it's not one way. Cause that to me that's mixed with bipolar too. Cause I pick up narcissism and bipolar. Those two are deadly combination. Cause bipolar is in in chemical balance in your brain. They got medication for that. But what I'm saying is this. How can I put it? You gotta make sure you heal before you want to go into a relationship. You gotta make sure you heal from childhood wound. You gotta make sure you heal from, that narcissistic. Now I'm gonna give you another way too. You gotta make sure that you heal from any hurt, ask God to heal. You gotta let God work with you. See, that take years sometimes. And once you get that situated and you get yourself where your brain can process certain stuff, then you know what you do with that. You just trust God in the process with it, and He'll gradually send you what you want. Okay, you'll see your gifts and abilities start to come around a little bit. You'll see He'll start to bless you with certain things when you start dealing with your issues. See, I didn't see a change in my life until I started dealing with my issues. When I started dealing with my issues is when God began to change me. Is when I began to pick up and elevate in my gifts and talents just a little bit. He give me a little bit of time because He can't give us. And we got a human mind. Can't give us a whole lot at one mind at one time. He has to give us a little bit at a time because if He give us too much, we can't handle. So what I want to say is this: when you ask God for something, think about, are you ready for it? Think about, am I going to bring this into the next relationship that God gives me? So He'll give you that wife. But then that's why when you see her, you be like, oh my God, I ain't know she's going to come like this, because you see, then you realize that you may not be ready, but she is. But then you going to try to hold on to her till you get ready. See, a narcissistic person ain't going to come and talk to a person and say, well, I know that we supposed to be together. God done made this clear to me, but I got some issues and I got a wife over here, but I know I ain't supposed to be. They ain't going to come tell you that. They going to sit you somewhere on on a pedestal. Y'all, just a minute. Let me call you right back. Okay. Narcissistic, they're not gonna come to you and tell you how they feel, or most of them don't know how to communicate because they came from a family that was just toxic, and that stuff just went on down from generation to generation, and most of the time your kids is affected by it. That's why he's trying to break the generation curse of all this narcissist, all this childhood wound. He trying see that childhood wound is what caused them people to be narcissists. Trust me, because my family member came from some toxic stuff. So it trickled on down. But see, with me, I just refuse. See, when they used to see, I was always the one that stuff didn't look right to me. You couldn't make me do nothing. Now I don't care. I was little. Ain't nothing you could make me do if it ain't look right. That was just me. I've been like this all my life. And I stayed in the timeout. I stayed in the corner over there. Because if it didn't look right to me and it didn't make no sense to me and you couldn't explain it to me, I was a little girl like that. If you wouldn't explain it to me, I don't understand it. Because that's not what y'all do. And that's how I presented myself. And I'm telling you, that's how. And my grandma used to get so mad at me. She just something else. That's just what she used to hear. And I had to go sit in the room in a rocking chair. And I come back out. I said, well, is you going to explain it to me? Because I don't understand. Maybe if you explain to me, I understand. But they couldn't explain to me because they ain't know the self. So, we was raised by people that was toxic. And that toxicity came down from us. But when you ask God for something, you got to actually ask yourself, are you ready for it? Are you ready for that relationship? Are you truly ready to be committed to that person? Because some people have a problem with commitment. That's why you see them with two or three different women or two or three different relationships. You know why? Because they're searching for something and they can't find it, so they add one more person in. So they got a person that do this. Let me see. They got a person that cook. They got one that can call over him that might wash the clothes because they can't find that what they want in all them different women. They can't find the one, the true one that will come in their life that God get them. It will have all them battered in one. So it might be like you might be a business owner. I'm just making an example. You might be a business owner. 9 times out of 10, God gonna bless you with another business owner, or He gonna bless you with somebody that got the potential to be a business owner. They might have a good job, but see, then you might come in. But anyway, you might come in and you might say, okay, you might say, well, they might say, well, okay, you a business owner, and you supposed to come in, you supposed to help them get their business on going. They might not have the finance, or they might not be where they need to be, but they got the idea intact. They got all the material, they got the work done. It might be your responsibility to come in and help that person get themselves off the floor. That might be how that works. So I'm just here to just say that when people need ask for stuff, make sure that you in a place to provide whatever that is needed, because whatever needed in that particular area in that marriage that you're gonna need, or that partnership that you're gonna need. Just make sure you got yourself aligned and got yourself set up. And I'm like I set up, and like I tell people all the time, especially women, most of the man gonna have himself together because he's supposed to be provided. But I also tell women, you know, because I think I'm gonna do life coach too. I'm thinking that's what God is calling me to do, life coach. But I think that women should have their own. How can I put it? They should have their own stability. They should have something that they can show that they done accomplished in life, not for the man, but for themselves. You know, that they should, at a certain age, they should be trying to live comfortable. It don't work like that all the time, because see, it took me a long time to get where I had to get, because sometimes where I had to get to, because sometimes sickness come upon you, yeah, and that's what happened to me. So I had a major setback in my life, and I'm just not getting myself back on my feet. I had it, what I needed to survive if I hadn't got sick. But see, like I told you, the doctors took all mine. But what I want to say is this, that when God rebuilds you, He rebuilds you to be better. Now, I had all that stuff in the past, but it wasn't built on a good foundation. It wasn't built from righteousness. It was built from deceitful stuff. So, he took it from me. And he ain't gonna too much let you go into something that's deceitful and bring something deceitful into a land of milk and honey. We talked about it. So I just want you to know, when you ask God for something, make sure you're ready and ask Him to get you ready. Write your stuff down that you want to do. Put it in Habakkuk. It'll come to pass. Put it in Habakkuk. It'll come to pass. And once it come to pass, but you put it in the order in which God give you. If you want to get you a house, well, some of the people come in already established. I feel like you already got the money that you need. You just looking for a wife. You looking for a companion. But I just want to make sure that you know you get healed the way you need to be healed. And now I'm gonna tell you something. I want to bring it this way too. Sometimes God will let you heal a little bit, and He'll send your mate in to help you, to teach you how to love, to teach you how to love correctly, to teach you, how to be, how to embrace people, you might help people, but you might not know how to love, you know. Because see, like people, I'm gonna make an example. Some people just go to church because it's a traditional thing to do. They don't go to church because they got a relationship with God. Some of them don't. Some of them just go because their mom been dragging since they been two in them little white shoes that they wear, and them little black shoes they wear. But they don't know who God is and been going over 50 years. They still don't know who He is. They just go because it's a traditional thing to do. And some people just get mad because it's a traditional thing to do. That's what I said. Make sure that's what you want. And you're not doing something that your family wants you to do. You're not marrying somebody that your family wants you to marry. That you're doing exactly in what's in the will of God. That's what I'm saying. Ask God what His will is. Let me put it that way. Ask God what His will is. And so you can walk in victory in your marriage. Because your marriage is in the will of God. And that's what I'm gonna leave it there. And that's what I want to say. And I just want to say that, and that's what I'm saying. Make sure that whatever you ask for is in the will of God. Okay. I thank y'all for liking and subscribing. I thank y'all for coming to the video channel, whatever you want to call it. I thank you, thank you, thank you. And keep yourself in high vibration. And please love yourself. Fast, meditate, pray. Do whatever you have to do to keep yourself where you need to be in there where you can see clearly. And detach from whatever you can't see clearly from. Detach. Detach and love. If I offended anybody yesterday, I'm sorry. That's just what I'm gonna say. God told me to say that. If I offended you, now I offend you because of the way I said it. But I'm not taking back what I said, maybe the way I said it. So what I want you to know is that God will correct the ones that He loves. He love you enough to still wait on you, still have patience for you. So He loves you. I'm not a negative person. I don't like negative. My kids will tell you, I don't do negativity. They don't bring that around me. But they know I don't deal with that. So if I come to you, I'm not coming to you negative. Like I did. I said someone probably thought I wasn't coming negative. I was coming because I want you to live your abundant life. And I want you to come out of this toxic stuff so you can live in abundance. What you can do in abundance and in the will of God. And that's all I'm saying. And that's all I'm saying. I want the best for each and every one of you. Because I don't do negativity. I don't judge nobody. I feel like, some people, my daughter was talking about something the other day about tarot. And I said to myself, and she wasn't saying nothing bad about it. She was just saying, well, I don't know, maybe she won't do tarot. I don't know. She didn't say. She just was just saying something about, she was thinking about getting some cards or something. And I said, well, you pray about it. Because, I can't say. It is a tarot land out there. And God know that people go to tarot. So He got to send somebody to get some type of word. That's what I'm saying. So you can't judge it. You can't judge stuff. Because you don't know where God is moving at. He know people, if He can't get you this way, He'll go over here. He'll try to draw you. He'll go over here and try to draw you. So whatever God tell you to do, long as it's in the will, that's all that matters. I don't bump nobody what they do. Because I know God will go, when He sent that blind man to me, I know He'll use anybody to come and speak a word to you. If He know you like to be over in that land, He gonna send somebody to speak a word to you. If he know you like to be on that TikTok thing, He gonna send somebody to speak a word to you. If He know you like to be on YouTube, He gonna send somebody to speak a word to you. It might be TD Jakes. It might be somebody else. It might be Juanita Biden. It might be George Meyer. It might be somebody else. But He gonna send you in the vicinity of what He wants you to know. And I'll put it like that. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. And I thank God for each and every one of you. And I thank God for everything that you do. I thank God. I thank God. I thank God. So I just wanted to thank y'all for just coming through. And until next time, bye.